Welcome to DVIP. This video is a brief overview on the important concepts provided in the Victim Training Manual. Keep in mind, this is not a substitution for the formal training sessions. It is, however, an introduction to the DVIP volunteer guidelines. Training will enhance life skills as you will learn the effects of trauma and the processes of recovery. You will enhance your communication and crisis intervention skills, increasing your effectiveness in any situation.
What's so exciting about training is that you're going to come away from it with this understanding of domestic violence that a lot of people that you meet, just every day, or your friends, or classmates, colleagues, anybody that you run into, you're going to come away from it with this knowledge.
Here are the goals for initial domestic violence training. During training, you learn what is expected of you so you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you wish to provide direct services.
Talking about DVIP's philosophy, which DVIP is so philosophy-based that training really helps you come away with understanding why we do things the way we do them. It helps you be more in touch with the experience of the victims.
Be willing to come emotionally and physically prepared. Show up on time, and try not to miss a session. DVIP has 3 types of volunteer positions. Support service volunteers provide essential office support and shelter upkeep. DVIP asks that every volunteer begin at this level. Victim advocates, or direct service advocates, are the core of DVIP's volunteer program. They provide a variety of services to adult and children victims of domestic violence. Children make up over half of DVIP's shelter residents, and a big need exists to provide services specifically for them. Training for children's volunteers is separate from the victim advocate training and is very hands-on in nature. Each volunteer position offers several types of activities which are listed in the volunteer training manual, so please take the time to read these job descriptions. As a volunteer, you are required to submit an application and 2 completed reference information forms, participate in an initial orientation meeting with the volunteer coordinator, follow DVIP's safety policies when coming to the shelter or transporting clients, commit to 1 year of volunteer support, including 1 3-hour shift per week, complete 25 hours as a support services volunteer, complete DVIP's 56-hour victim advocate training, and maintain confidentiality as outlined by the DVIP confidentiality policy.
So confidentiality is of the absolute utmost importance.
It is the policy of the Domestic Violence Intervention Program to hold confidential all communications, observations, and information made by, between, or about DVIP program participants.
It's our job, first and foremost, to make sure that the women and the children in this house are kept safe, and that they're, given every opportunity to keep themselves safe. You can't use the person's name, you can't describe what they look like, you can't give any details about them. So it's not just the person's name. It's really being mindful that there are ears and eyes everywhere that you go.
The Domestic Violence Intervention Program provides services to Cedar, Iowa, Johnson, and Washington counties. DVIP provides 24-hour phone support and crisis intervention services. Staff and volunteers are available to provide support when accessing community services such as the court system, law enforcement agencies, and other social services. DVIP provides shelter for women and their children in the 15-bedroom shelter when immediate safety is a concern. In addition to crisis services, DVIP also offers ongoing services such as counseling and support groups for women and for their children. Training for volunteers and interns at DVIP cover a lot of important material on the nature of domestic violence.
There's conflict resolution, training. There's training from RVAP, the Rape Victim Advocacy Program, diversity, like I mentioned, training in crisis calls, training just in what is domestic violence.
Domestic violence is a crime that affects thousands of women every year in Iowa. At least 95% of victims are women and 98% of batterers are men. The American Medical Association considers domestic violence the most serious health risk women face today. Domestic violence is about power and control. Batterers use the power they have, social and/or physical, in order to gain control within an intimate relationship. The Power and Control Wheel, written by women, describe their experiences at the hands of their abusive partner. This can be used in reference to your own relationship.
Just familiarizing yourself with the specific nature of a lot of things, a lot of the tactics that abusers will use, the ways in which they'll do things. And it also helps you understand the ways in which society sees things. It helps you understand that lens and how, for example, a lot of the victim blaming that happens in society, which happens a lot, in ways that, honestly, you may not even really see.
People commonly ask, if the abuse is so bad, why doesn't she just leave? Actually, many women do leave their abusers, but leaving a relationship is never easy, even under the best circumstances. Batterers control their intimate partners by cutting off their resources of support and independence. In addition, women who leave their batterers are at a 75% greater risk of being killed by the batterers than those who stay. Every year, more than 4,000 women are murdered by their intimate or former intimate partner. The Domestic Violence Intervention Program exists because battering by an intimate partner is the single greatest cause of injury to women.
Every day, we are working towards ending domestic violence.
No one has the right to commit such a crime against anyone. We all deserve a life free of violence.
For me, I just love the feeling of purpose that I have in the work that I do. Just knowing that every day I have the opportunity to change something, you know? And the work is so versatile, actually. I really like that too. Like, for example, I speak Spanish, so I end up working with the outreach team a lot too. So like, they'll be like, hey, can you come with me to go and talk with this person? Or, you know, I've also helped with the police. You know, I've helped the police as well in different like DV cases or whatever, where they need to speak with someone. And I mean, just things like that. Like, the overlap is really cool between the departments.
Shelter workers and other advocates for battered women's rights play an important role in heightening community awareness of domestic violence and improving the response of social and justice agencies to the problem. The advocate's role is not only to assist individual battered women, but also to ensure that systems support the safety and integrity of all battered women. It's
just of the utmost importance. We need to keep working towards this, basically so that society can move forward, you know, and thrive.
DVIP is committed to supporting its volunteers through resources, training, and guidance. We hope that your experience with DVIP meets your expectations and proves beneficial for you in the future.
Hi, my name is Shai. I'm a volunteer coordinator. I'm working here since 2004. And thank you for volunteering, and we're very excited to have you.